morning, everybody.
Rise and shine.
It's another day. We want to welcome you here to our coffee lounge, to our front room.
Yes, day, don't know what.
Beginning of week 4 of lockdown. Week 4. Can you believe it's week 4?
It is like being in the Big Brother house right now, isn't it?
It is.
I can understand how they feel now and how, like, not claustrophobic, but how they get in funny little headspaces, don't they, in the Big Brother house?
It's good to see people as they're coming online
Year
here.
5.
Janice, Sally and Ian.
Morning, Lorraine, IJ, Di, Sam.
Various people coming up. If we don't get time to speak your name, we'll catch you next time. But it's lovely to see you with us on this Saturday?
Nope, Monday.
Monday morning.
Beginning of a new week.
The beginning of week 4.
Grab a cup of coffee. Naomi, you made it. You actually got up.
Glenn, it's lovely to have you with us. Wonderful as the clans gather on this beautiful
Sound
morning.
the bell. 8:30, Monday morning. We are going to be bringing you good news, positive vibes, faith, fun, fitness and all of that. Easter. Happy Easter. Easter Monday today, isn't it?
It is bank
Still a bank holiday
still. Although we've had one long bank holiday for many of us and one long hell for other people who are working in the NHS and other frontline sectors, including the supermarkets.
Supermarkets, care home, carers. Oh my goodness, the amount of people who are on the front lines. We salute you. It's almost as if it was like, I saw an advert which was calling up all people who are qualified medically, saying that they need you, and it was almost like a call up to the war, wasn't it? That some people went forward and they went and fought, and you had those who were also at home. So it's kind of, it doesn't feel the same. I don't know what it felt like, but you know what I'm saying.
Carolyn, it's good to see you.
Yes.
Here, Luke, lovely to have you with us.
Glenn, perfect. What's happened to the weather? Anybody know?
I have no idea. We woke up this morning after yesterday's glorious sunshine and 22 degrees here. 22 degrees. Beautiful. And then woke up this morning, the flag on the flagpole outside was horizontal and the wind is blowing
The sea is like got proper attitude this morning. It's really going for it, isn't it?
And it is, if I check, it is 8 degrees outside. 8
degrees, so we've lost like a lot of degrees. 14 degrees, drop. I've got my tropical shirt on today in the hope and in the faith that our sun is going to return.
Rachel, it's lovely to have you with us.
Yes.
Paul Cross, God bless you,
Come
mate.
on board.
Lovely to have you here.
Come and take a seat on our sofa. We're just warming up to come into some, take off into some good news, take off into the sunset of good news today.
Steve Nolan, lovely to have you with us. Tremendous.
First bit of good news today, though.
Somebody here says they're digging their veg patches. Much better for digging veg patches.
Yeah, the cooler
this
weather.
This sort of weather.
Yeah, it does look like. IJ says the weather is self-isolating too. The sun's keeping a distance right now from us, isn't it? So, first part of our good news is Uncle Boris was released from hospital.
Yay! Good news. Good news.
And those who, what he said, it could have swung either way. Those who stayed with him in the night watches and looked after him, and he honoured. I think that was.
There was a bunch of nurses that were honoured, and that was really good. That was really good.
Well done. We're glad you're out, Boris. If you're watching this, make sure you still rest up. Keep watching those movies and playing those games that they said you were.
What games do you think Boris Johnson is going to play? They said he was playing games.
Playing games and watching movies.
In Risk, perhaps?
Could.
Or
maybe. World domination strategies?
I don't know.
No. Who knows? But good news, Boris. Welcome home. Keep resting up, obviously, because you're going to be a papa anytime. Well, in a few months' time as well.
Yeah.
And keep that hair looking as funky as you always do. IJ reckon he plays Sudoku.
Maybe. I think all the world leaders get online and play Risk together. That's what I think.
Who knows, Scrabble?
We had a big family game of Risk. online. We were in various places in different countries, and various people joined us, and we played Risk. And the problem is that I get to this point in Risk where you know you can win, but I don't like to actually kill anybody outright, you know, so it's like a slow lingering death. You get them down to 2 or 3 armies and then leave them hanging because you just can't bear to knock them out of the game. And so the game just went on and on and on, and in the end we all raised our little white flags.
We did. That's what happens when you play with families, isn't it?
It is.
In normal families, anyway.
So today we are going to be talking about...
Sorry, I've got to say good morning to Grant here.
Grant Gill, good to see you,
morning,
matey.
sir. Good for you to join us. Sorry, after you.
That's fine. Today we are going to be talking about a proverb. Proverbs chapter 18 verse 20. We bring a proverb every morning, which we're going to be looking at a little bit later. We've got the usual roundup of all the good news that's happening in the UK and around the world to keep ourselves cheered up, because the news media leaves no piece of bad news unreported.
Doesn't it?
We are going to be talking about Easter. We're going to be talking about the Shred for Summer campaign, which some of you are joining us with.
Got some of your emails already.
And talking about the 100 Press Up Challenge as well.
100 Club. So as we're talking about people being discharged from hospital, as we just said, Uncle Boris is now out and at home, and he's given his thankful press release, etc, etc. Also, I don't know if you've seen at Darren Valley Hospital, this also made BBC News, those who are being discharged from hospital having won against COVID, they're being applauded as they leave the ward and they walk out of the hospital. The hospital staff are standing at a 2-metre distance, but they're being clapped and applauded. And it was actually quite emotional to watch, actually, some of these people leaving. This, I think it was this, was it a young mum, or was it a pregnant lady that had actually got through COVID and she was just leaving the ward?
Yeah, I saw that on news.
And they lined the corridors and they clapped her and applauded her. What? That's amazing, isn't it?
That's good.
Absolutely amazing.
I saw Luke Sutton was on here earlier, and Luke is works at the hospital. I think he's an ambulance...
He's an ambulance driver.
Ambulance driver, so he knows all about that. Luke might be able to fill us in with that. If you are watching on YouTube on Catch Up, or if you're new to us, let me explain how this works. We are broadcasting live every Monday, Wednesday and Friday through Facebook Live, and we broadcast twice on Joe's feed and on my live feed. So we've got 2 different feeds going at any given time. So if you see names popping up that you don't recognise, or we're welcoming people who you don't see pop up, it's because they're on the other feed. And then this gets dragged kicking and screaming to Facebook, to YouTube.
If you haven't subscribed yet,
it goes to where it gets remastered and goes up there. YouTube, please. We are now up to 78 subscribers. We only just launched this channel. We need 100 subscribers to enable us to get a unique URL. So please follow us and subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. Morning, Alexandra. Lovely for you to join us. Grab a cup of coffee or tea or whatever your tipple is in the morning. G&T's a little bit too early at this time of day if anyone is looking to ask that. It's just before. It's a bit of an alcoholic watershed right now. So after midday, you should be fine. So we're talking about those that have been released from hospital. Some good news. They're being applauded. They're being clapped out of Darren Valley that we saw on the news, which is absolutely fantastic. Luke says you only hear the same as they put on social media at the news, but well done for what you're doing though, Luke. Everyone show the love for Luke if you can.
Love for Luke, please.
He's on the front lines here, working at the hospitals, taking patients to and from the hospitals for appointments, etc, etc. So show the love for Luke on our feeds.
Here comes the love. Oh, lots of love,
here we go. Oh, there's lots on Tom's as well.
Yeah.
Come on, click the button. My finger is on the button. Yes, well done.
So our proverb this morning is Proverbs 18:20, which says, "From the fruit of a man's mouth, his stomach is satisfied." It's a strange thing to say, isn't it? From the fruit of a man's mouth, his stomach is satisfied. What it literally means is you literally get to eat your words.
Oh, yeah.
You literally get to eat your words. And then the second part says, he is satisfied by the produce of his lips.
And then?
So in other words, there is something which we say which has an effect on not only reality, but our perception of reality. So from the fruit of, everybody else has got to eat the fruit of your mouth. You're in a bad mood, you start cussing around the house, you start swearing, you start just getting irritated around the house. Everybody's eating that food, that poison, and it's spoiling everybody's day. But equally yourself, and this has been scientifically shown now in countless studies, that we talk ourselves very often into a situation gets worse. We wake up in the morning, we're feeling rough, we start talking about it, and the more we talk, the more we dig.
Yeah, that's right. The next part of that proverb says, death and life are in the power of the tongue. That's deep, isn't it, for a Monday morning? Ooh. So basically what it means is that you have the ability to speak over someone's life or death. Positive vibes or negative vibes. And so that's basically what the proverb says, is that you have the ability to bring, you know, when you speak with someone and they're bubbly and they're funny and they're light, and you come away feeling really, really good, don't you? And then there are some people that you speak with that you're like, oh my gosh, I think I'm losing connection. I'm going through a tunnel. Yeah, I can't talk. And so this is what this is talking about, is that we can quite easily have influence on our household. We can have quite easily have influence on the people in our family by the things we say. If you're a woman, one of our lines is, it's not what you said, it's the way you said it. So we can also say things with a negative or positive twist on them as well. And this is just, I don't know, it's just one of these things that we just wanted to bring and throw out. And
because what we're trying to do here is speak life over you. That's really, when we set this whole thing up, it was an opportunity to speak life. That doesn't mean to say we have to be shouting scripture. It doesn't mean to say we have to be religious. It doesn't mean any of those things. It just means we have to speak positive things over each other. And as Rachel's just pointed out here, the power of a smile is incredible.
Big smiles. Tomo takes the mick out of my smile. Here's why, don't judge him just yet, is when someone takes a picture of me or a photograph, I go into this really weird face. And so my photograph face isn't the same as a normal smile. So he'll always take the mick out of me. Anyone who watched Friends, you'll know that Chandler had exactly the same problem. And so when anyone takes a picture, that's my picture smile.
It goes from a lovely smile to...
I know. Yeah, just look back on my feed and you'll see all the pictures are exactly the same. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm speaking death into myself anyway.
What is it Michael McIntyre says?
Plum.
Well, apparently all the supermodels, when they're being photographed, they say, was it prune or plum?
Prune.
Prune. And if you say prune, you get the perfect face for a photograph. So let's all try now. Please face the camera, take a photo, take a selfie. We want to see these selfies. We're going to be doing the gallery later, and so maybe on another time we do the gallery, we will show your best prune faces.
Plum.
So here we go. You ready?
Yeah, prune.
Prune.
Not sure about that. I actually met Michael McIntyre in the flesh when I went to see him at the O2, and I pulled into a valet car park, and the guys come up to me and said, "Let me take your car, madam. But if you'd like to get out of your car, Michael McIntyre is just coming up behind you if you would like to meet him." Me and my friend were the only two people in this car park at the time, and we got out of our car and it was driven off. Michael turned up in his Ferrari, and we had a little chat and our picture taken with him. At which point, when I had my picture taken with him, what do you think I did? So here was the selfie. He talks about prune or plum, which is what his wife did. And as we were taking the picture, I went, plum, like this. And so all you can see in our picture is me going, like, and he didn't say a thing. So I was like, wow.
This was your opportunity to get a photo with Michael.
That went down well, didn't it? Yes. But that was really cool. That was a really cool day. I will never ever forget that day.
So please send us your prune or plum photos. Thank you very much. That will be lovely.
Oh, sorry, Phil. Phil Downs is on. It's Finley's birthday today.
Finley.
Finley is 3 or 4.
How old is he?
But happy birthday, Finley. Sending you lots of birthday love. If it is your birthday, let us know and we can give you birthday shout outs. We may not be Philip and Holly, but maybe it's something a little closer to home.
Well, the thing is, at least we don't have to social distance.
No,
if
we
you've
don't.
seen Good Morning, you know they're social distancing, which seems rather odd than
Yes.
both having spent the last 10 years flirting with each other are now sitting 2 metres apart. It's like they've had a falling
It's
out.
5. Yeah,
5 years.
Listen, Phil has not been flirting with Holly. If you've seen the recent stories, that's not true.
Okay.
Okay.
I still think he's been flirting with her.
Oh, anyway, Finley's 5 years old today, so happy birthday, Finley. Send us, yes, your prune or your plum pictures. And we can probably put them up into a little gallery.
Everybody's taking these selfies now. People are walking into their breakfast room or something going, "What are you doing? Mum, what are you doing?"
So, talking about gallery, who's ready to see some photos?
We have a few photos. Go on, do the music. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum.
There we go.
And here's the first one, and this is from Nebraska. We meant to show this the other day, we couldn't. This is a walk which Ian and Sally took, and this is just the most beautiful photo. Looking across, I'm not sure what river this is, but it's a very, very beautiful river. Let me see if I can hold that up there. No, it's not Moon River. Look at that. Isn't that?
That's beautiful.
That's just amazing. Perhaps Sally, Ian, you can let us know
What
which.
river is that? But you've just taken a little visit over to Nebraska. That's beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Show the love for that gorgeous photo. Next up,
number 2. You can talk about this one.
number 2. Janice Bjorks. You sent us in some amazing pictures of you doing some planting on your balcony of your herbs and all your flowers. So we thought we'd show that today and show a little bit of love on a cloudy day.
And here it is. Oops.
Oh,
that's
no,
it.
that's
Here it
not
is.
it.
Here it is.
There we go. Look at that. Beautiful.
You see that?
Oh,
Beautiful
stunning.
plant pots.
Oh, it's blue skies there
Absolutely
too.
lovely. We'll get these put up in high def once they get onto YouTube.
Oh, it's seamless on YouTube.
Oh, yes.
It's absolutely seamless.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's the River Elkhorn in
Fremont, Nebraska.
Fremont.
The River Elkhorn, that was.
Elkhorn.
Elkhorn in Fremont, Nebraska. So you've
Elkhorn.
taken a virtual tour by the miracle
You've just gone
of
to
the
Nebraska, people.
internet. And just here, I've just noticed there's been a comment here that from Heather Hamill, who is on the east coast of the States.
Oh wow! We've got people from America watching.
West Coast girls, East Coast girls, West Coast boys, East Coast boys.
I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know.
So next up,
Yes, this is one I took.
That he took.
Now this is before the 9 o'clock watershed. It does feature a naked man. So before you all get excited, this is a naked man that appeared outside on the beach, actually, and he's been standing there for quite a while now. I've never seen him before, but we were jogging past the other day, and we noticed him outside. Some of you might have seen him there. Apparently, he's quite a fixture outside the Turner Art Gallery, and he's way out in the sea. And you can normally just see his head and shoulders above the water, or maybe his waist. And he never ever moves. But we managed at extreme low tide to get out and get a photo of him in all his glory.
Wow.
Are you ready for this? Please cover the eyes of your small children. Thank you.
Oh, there he is. Bottom. I see bottom.
Now those glutes have been worked. They've been following
That's the ultimate Ironman.
That's the effect that the Tojo SHRED program will have on you.
Yes, you will be able to withstand tide.
Look, there's lots of people putting love on there. Take it easy, folks. Take it easy.
I've got no love on my screen for him.
Yeah. There we go.
So he is there as a permanent fixture. So when the tide goes out, I know, Pat's like, oh my goodness. When the tide goes out, it reveals this naked Iron Man. You wouldn't want to see round the front because that's just as disturbing as the back. But when the tide...
It's more disturbing the front.
But when the tide is out, you see him. And when the tide is in, he completely disappears and covers in barnacles.
We weren't sure if it was a boy or a girl, a man or a woman, until you go around the front. And then you're left in no doubt whatsoever.
Tom went to investigate, and I don't think he'll ever be the same.
I did. No, I was deeply scarred, damaged by the thing. But he's covered in barnacles, which looks equally painful. Yes. And moving on.
It's probably from the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, yes. It looks like he needs cream for it.
The dead man's chest.
You know, some cream.
What beach? That beach is a little beach next door to Margate, which disappears when the tide is in and reveals itself when the tide is out.
And I'm trying to rack my brains now to think of the name of the beach.
Little Margate?
No.
Is it? Janny says it's Margate.
Yes, it's just it's just coming onto the next bay round the corner.
Behind the lighthouse.
Yes.
Which is absolutely lovely. So, we're going to be continuing our subject on life and death is in the power of the
tongue.
In the power of the tongue. And how we can bring life. We can bring life to in any situation, and it only takes like 5 seconds. Because you start with a smile, and then everything else kind of flows after that. But we have to be quite careful as to what we release.
Yeah.
You've heard it said that out of a man's mouth, the heart will speak. So it's about keeping our heart in a life state, isn't it?
Yeah. Literally life and death in the power of the tongue.
Absolutely.
So we're going to give you some good news, which will hopefully cheer you up.
Yes.
And the first is that Twitter founder Jack Dorsey has pledged 28% of his net worth to COVID relief, which is pretty stunning. That's about $1 billion.
Well done.
A round of applause.
A billion.
Now, I know it's really easy to say, well, you know, the guy's got, that's 28%, he's obviously got 4 billion. But it's actually, I think it's harder. The more money you've got, often the harder it is to let go. And to let go of 28% of your net worth for COVID relief.
What would you do with £1 billion?
I think he now still has 3, but letting go of $1 billion
but
is amazing.
if you had £1 billion, like what would you do? I don't know. I'd like to have the opportunity, but well done, Jack. Anyway.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Making a difference with what God's given him. And I love that. That's really good.
Absolutely.
Tell us about the bluebells, honey.
Yes. So, it's that time of year. It's April, bang in the middle of April today. We are well and truly in the middle of spring, and the bluebells apparently are starting to spring up. However, I'm yet to find any in Margate because we don't really have much woodland. So, I'm putting a plea out there. If anyone is going for a little walk in a forest or woodlands, whatever nearby, could you send in some pictures of bluebells, please?
Oh, yes.
Because I really miss seeing them. We used to live near a beautiful woodland called Ashenbank, and Ashenbank used to be full of bluebells at this time of year. And it was just beautiful to see and to hear the birds. So send in any pictures of bluebells that you've got if you have been out for a little walkies. That would be really, really nice. Thank you very much. And also, keep sending in your wildlife pictures as well. Like, this is the time of year. We're seeing a lot of seagulls down here raising their young now. They're very, very noisy. Very noisy. But keep sending in your wildlife pictures. We'd love to see them. We love seeing what you're up to, where you're going, if you're going out for your daily exercise. Just let us know. Just keep sending in pictures, because it feels like we're in your life and we're in your whatever's, you're in ours, etc, etc.
And on the subject of keeping fit, we launched last week, at the end of last week on Saturday, we started talking about our Shred for Summer campaign. There's a very real danger here, folks, and I'm going to talk very seriously to us all. There is a very real danger that we're all going to look like Mr Blobby by the end of this, and that's not good. So we are launching at the very beginning of May, the 1st of May, on May Day. We will be launching our Shred for Summer campaign, and you can join us wherever you are in the world. It doesn't cost you anything, but Joe and I are going to start cutting back and shredding for the summer. We are hoping that by the summer the lockdown will be over, we will all be able to enjoy the beach, get out a bit and so on. And we want to get ourselves and everybody who wants to come with us in tip-top condition for the summer.
Ready.
And that involves us perhaps losing some weight, losing some excess flab. You know, we're gaining a bit of holiday weight or lockdown weight. A little bit of lockdown weight. Anybody gained a little bit of that lockdown?
Carrying a little holiday weight.
So we're shredding for the summer. We want to lose that. We want you to join us.
So we're giving you a chance to eat all your Easter eggs, first of all. And then at the end of eating your Easter eggs, we're just going to start just cutting down a little bit on what we eat, being mindful about what we're eating, etc., etc. And we'd love you to come with us. Perhaps we can make this a little bit of a journey. We're
going to be posting on a daily basis our information about what we're eating. We've got diet sheets which can come out to you for dependent on how many calories you're going to need and so on, making it really, really easy for you. And we'll be showing how to prepare bits and pieces of easy food and so on and so forth. And we reckon if we stick together, we will get through and manage this.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll share some recipes with you, perhaps things that you think, oh, I haven't thought about that before.
And perhaps the gallery, by the time the summer comes, might have some before and after shots even.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. No,
Who knows?
I'm not sure about that.
Who knows?
I'm not sure. I want to put myself out for that. But with the Shred for Summer, if you want to receive this food plan, calorie counting food plan, we've counted all the calories for you already done, so you don't need to worry. Just comment on here with your email address. I've already got those who are already given us your email. Comment on this with your email address and I'll make a note of it and we'll add you to the list.
We'll also be giving you information about what's the best foods to buy, and you can do this on a shoestring. This isn't going to cost you a whole load of money. No. All you need is a set of scales and so on, and we'll be, as I say, giving you some good information about what you can pick up at the shops. Talking about the shops, who has been to Tesco recently? I went to Tesco's on my own the other day to do this shopping, and it was an interesting experience. In actual fact, I think it's become an interesting experience for all men because they've introduced a one-way system. Now, I find one-way systems be tough at the best of times. And here, this one-way system, as you walk into the supermarket, there are round stickers about this big and they're stuck on the floor. There are hundreds and hundreds of round stickers with an arrow on them. And so as I went in, I said to the lady, she said to me, now make sure you only go one way and you follow the arrows. So I said, well, what do I do if I forget something? And she said, well, you have to go all the way round again. Oh, no. So I walked into Tesco's, walking very, very slowly. And it was the funniest thing I think I've seen for a long time, certainly during the shutdown. The girls... They know what they're doing. They're left, they're right, they're up, they're down, they've got it sorted. The blokes, I took a photo of one junction, and on this junction, I kid you not, there were 16 different arrows all pointing in different directions. 16 different arrows. I looked at it, seriously, yes, 16 different arrows. And I wasn't the only person there. There were other blokes there. Every junction, there were blokes stopped with their trolleys. There were men on their phones phoning their wives to find out what they needed to do in order to get around Tesco's. Honey, I don't know what to do. It's going left, it's going right, there's one coming towards me, there's one going by, and then you take the wrong turning.
They needed a sat-nav, didn't
They did. And you suddenly find yourself going down the up aisle. And you've now got 4 people social distancing coming towards you, giving you the evils. What are you going to do? Please tell us if this has been your experience in the shops. It's been quite fun. I've been a couple of times since. I'm now an expert in getting around Tesco's in the one-way system, and I'm one of the people who glares at the poor sods who go the wrong way. Tell us what your experience has been.
I think it's actually been quite cool because I know, for example, sometimes when you're in an aisle and you've got people coming towards you, and then I think one way is actually a good idea. Things like blue water as well. I actually like the idea of a one-way system around blue water. But then again, I don't know,
sure.
That's probably just an organisation thing from me.
I've always noticed wherever you park in Bluewater, wherever you park, the shop you want is always the opposite side.
It's always the opposite side of that triangle.
Ever noticed that? At shopping centres, wherever you park, the shop's the other side.
You just know. But I think it's a good idea. And then you have to wait 2 metres apart. So if you've got someone in front of you, you have to wait 2 metres behind for them to move. So it definitely is an attempt to slow us down, everyone, isn't it?
I was trying to get down the biscuit aisle the other day. It took me about 5 minutes to get down the biscuit aisle.
This is why he needs to shred for someone.
I was not buying biscuits. Really, I was not buying biscuits. It was just, it took me down. I kid you not, it's like IKEA.
All of a sudden,
it's like IKEA, people. IKEA very, very slowly. And I'm walking down the biscuit aisle and there's a load of people in front. Do we take digestives or do we take rich tea biscuits? And I'm standing by and just get on with it. I'm breathing in your fumes here. Come on, people. Come on, make a decision. Move on.
It's true. Although I wouldn't be debating over those. It's the bourbon that wins hands down for me. So the bourbon is the biscuit of choice that I have in my tummy.
Well, what are you going to do this bank holiday? We've got some ideas. We're going to be telling you about that on Wednesday. We are trying to bring these coffee mornings down to about 30 minutes. We're trying to machete them down to a sensible size. So we are coming in for a bit of a landing here, but we're going to be with you. I'll do that again. That was good. That was a plane.
Yeah, it was a plane. Don't see many of those these days.
We are going to be coming in for a landing, and we'll be here again on Mondays, Wednesdays and Saturdays. Don't forget, you can catch up on YouTube and see all the best bits on there.
Yes.
We have a blooper reel which is gradually building up, which is going to be hysterical.
Custard creams.
Sally and Ian are coming. Yeah, custard creams. Can you get those in the States?
And Mary was Oreos.
Yeah,
I think you can get pretty much all biscuits in the States, can't you?
Yeah.
You know, but bourbon. I do have custard creams in my little secret stash, actually, which is now no longer secret.
Pat Murray says they went to her Mepham Tesco's and felt disorientated and nervous. I expect you did, going in there with your shopping trolley and seeing the arrows. Yeah,
absolutely. So we are going to be bringing in for a little bit of a landing now. It's been wonderful for you to join us on the sofa. And we'll make sure you have an amazing day, won't you? Speak life. Speak life. We're going to be looking at this subject all week long. So we take a subject and we just weave it into what we're doing for the entire week. But it's just something to chew over with your biscuit. Speak life. Speak life. Choose life. I think that was that was on the train spotting t-shirts, wasn't it?
Message us if you'd like to be part of the Shred for Summer campaign. That would be wonderful. And don't eat too many biscuits in the meantime. I know what it's like. You're thinking, my goodness.
Everyone's on the biscuit train here. I'm getting
right. Oh yeah, I know. This is the feed's going crazy.
I've got ginger nuts and jammy dodgers going on my feed. Everyone's really thought about their biscuit.
Excited about biscuits. Oh my goodness.
It's the thing, isn't it? You have a biscuit in a cup of tea.
But that's because everybody here is going, we're going to be with you on the Shred for Summer campaign.
That's right.
In May. We'll better eat all the biscuits now. I mean, we have stashed we haven't, but I'm sure some of you may have stashed biscuits with the toilet rolls, and now you've got to get through them all before May the 1st.
Yeah, that's right. So if you want to be on Shred for Summer, just give us an email. But in the meantime, it has been lovely to see you. Hopefully this has brightened your Monday morning. It's Easter Monday. Sending you loads and loads of love from Tojo Towers, we've called it, where we live.
Indeed.
Tojo Towers.
The Tojo Broadcasting Centre.
Absolutely. And hopefully, we may even get a break on the BBC. Send us in your prune and your plum pictures.
Prune, plum.
And we will probably show those in our gallery on Wednesday. And bluebells, don't forget the bluebells.
God bless you. It's been wonderful being with you, having coffee with you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Ladies.
Bye.